What's good? Welcome back to the channel. This is S.O.G. Today we have the CZP10C ported version. We're going to look at the differences with the CZP10C non-ported version. Now, this is a review that might be a little boring to some because the upgrades weren't that massive, but the experience definitely was. And before we get deeper into the video, let me welcome you back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if you haven't subscribed to me already, please go ahead and do so. It is free and it just helps the channel grow a lot to bring you guys more of this content if this is what you're into. Now, getting back into the video, let's get right into modularity and compatibility between the two. I know that's been a big topic. So I wanted to show you guys that the magazine compatibility is the same. So you can put mags from one or the other in each other and they work just fine. So that is a nice thing that they didn't kind of mess that up. I know with the Echelon 4.0C and the standard full-size Echelon, I don't think you can mix and match those magazines. So they kind of dropped the ball on that one, but not a factor with the CZP10Cs. So you're good there as far as magazines go. So if you have a few extras for this, it'll work for this one if you want to upgrade and whatnot. Next thing is going to be holster compatibility. This is actually sent out to me by Vetter, and this is their black basket weave holster. It's a pro draw and it's got a paddle. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of paddle holsters, but they did a great job on this one. I can't even lie. The fit, the finish, the quality, it is amazing. You get excellent coverage for the gun. The trigger retention is awesome. So really good job by Vetter. They actually reached out to me after I released the review for the standard CZP10C and asked if I'd like to check this out on the channel and for the gun. So absolutely, man, I appreciate you guys over at Vetter for reaching out to me. Now, does the holster compatibility work with the ported version? Yes, it does. So you get the same safety coverage on the trigger. You get the same coverage here for the gun itself, and also the sight clearance is the same because the sights did change a little bit, and I'll show you guys how. And it's one of the upgrades that they did, or one of the changes that they made. But let's continue with modularity. So magazines are compatible with each other, holsters compatible with each other, and let's take a look and see if barrels and slides are able to mix and match. Now, I did drop the ball on this one because, as you guys know, I took both of these to the range and I failed to test out live fire with slides being swapped over. Now, I will say this though, that the slides do definitely fit, so you can mix and match. As you guys can see here, ported slide and barrel on the lower fits, and you can obviously do the same on this one here. Now, I don't think that they made any changes to the lowers on the P10Cs. I heard that they actually changed the stipple job on the new one to make it less aggressive than on the old one. Personally, I didn't notice a difference. They feel the same to me. Where I do wish they would have changed the stippling though would be on your finger rest or memory pad, whatever you guys call it. I wish they would have made this a little bit more aggressive, and I honestly also wish they would have gave us a 3-slot Picatinny rail, especially with a 4-inch barreled gun. I think that is just nice to have. I like the fact that they kept the trigger because the trigger on the CZs are already, they're freaking great. So I'm glad that they didn't change that and mess it up. Let's get these slides and barrels back on. Oh yeah, another thing. So some people like the ported barrel or the just aesthetics of the new ported slide, but they don't like the fact that you get that big fireball effect, or that the gun is too loud, as some people say. So I wanted to show you guys that you can actually put, if you're interested, I'm sure people will ask if you can put the non-ported barrel into the ported slide, so that you still get the upgrades of the newer barrel without having to sacrifice loudness or whatever you call it. So if you do that, it'll still, I don't know what's going on there. Oh, that's not on there right. Let's get this on here correctly for you guys. But oh man, what's going on? See, this only happens when I'm recording. When I'm by myself and there's no pressure, I'm good, but y'all get me nervous, man. All right, so here we go. So you got the ported slide and a non-ported barrel, and that'll work just fine. Obviously, you get that to stick out just a little bit, but it's the same thing when you have the standard non-ported version. So let's get these back to how they are. Oh, actually, while I got these apart, I wanted to show you guys the different. Now the barrel differences right here. It's not only that they added a port, but they also, if you guys look at the ends here, this is like a flush fitted barrel. This one's kind of got like a crown here. I'm not sure what that is for, to be honest with you guys, but it does definitely look pretty nice. Also, they added, I think they said 10% in weight or mass on this barrel, and that might be part of the reason why the shooting experience is so different, because it's not just that they added a port, but they also added some material to the barrel to make it a little bit heavier and better for recoil. So I'm gonna put all this stuff back together, and then we'll continue with the video. Oh yeah, and if you're interested, they did also change the box that it comes with. So this is the old box, and these clips are garbage, man. These just flop right out of there. Obviously, of course, they don't come out now, but these are just like super lightweight, I don't know, just clips, you know. And this is, they did a little bit better of a job making this look nicer, and the clips on this are obviously more sturdy and nicer. What comes in the box with this? You get the same stuff. You get back straps, you get +3 or 2 extensions, snap cap, you get some tools, and a lockbox. What I do wish they would have done is, here, I'll show you guys real quick. I guess nobody really cares about the boxes, but I wanted to show you guys and just kind of be as thorough as I can with the reviews that I do here. But you see how this has like the actual cut in for the gun. I actually do like that, so I prefer this over this foam pad. Maybe I'll switch them, I don't know, but just kind of show you guys the differences from what they did and what they upgraded and whatnot. Not that it's a big deal, because like I said, it's just a box, but I guess worth mentioning if you guys are into that stuff. All right, now going into the differences, they didn't, like I said, they didn't do anything with the lowers, at least not that I know of. The frames are the same, but what they did do was they switched over and added deeper slide serrations, and they actually extended these to come up a little bit more of a contour, so it's easier to grab a hold of from a higher position. They also added serrations up on top, and this gives me like Canik Prime vibes. I really do like this. So just easier to rack the slide with. As you guys can see, obviously we are clear on both guns, so very safe environment we're working in here. Now again, the serrations are deeper, more pronounced, they're extended, and they go up higher. It's still optics ready. It's a more of a nocturne feel up on top. If you guys are familiar with the CZP, or not CZP, but the what is it, P09 Nocturne or whatever it's called. It's a similar slide. The sights are from also the Nocturne. Now the sights themselves, they did switch. If you guys can see, they made them a little bit smaller, not as wide, and they also added serrations. They're still, I don't think they're night sights. I think they're like luminescent, or I don't know what that word is, maybe, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I think you got to have like sunlight on them, and in the nighttime they really shine bright, but they do get dim if there's no light that shines upon them. So not technically night sights, but they do shine at night. I don't know how that works, but y'all let me know, man. Anyway, so they added all that. Obviously they added the port, and it's a huge port in my opinion. They also added that crown barrel. Like I said before, they added 10% weight or mass on that barrel to help recoil. And that's about all of the change that they did on this gun. Now, they didn't need to do any of the changes because this is a fantastic shooting gun. But let me tell y'all, man, that the changes are appreciated, because this thing is the best shooting gun that I have. It's accurate, it's flat, it's the flattest shooting, I'll say that. How about that? And I've never left a range happier than I did when I shot this. I mean, I shot it and it put a smile on my face. I was like, yo, this is going to be hard to beat in terms of how well it shoots. But there is one issue that I noticed coming out of the box, and it's a very popular issue with people who have been buying this gun, and it's the fact that the front sight is pushed too far to the left. Now, it didn't drift over during shooting, and honestly, I shot this with irons, and I was shooting okay. I was still hitting my target, so it wasn't too big of a deal for me. Maybe I just shoot slightly low left, but it wasn't a huge deal. And honestly, for $500, I'll take it. If that's the only flaw I can find, if that's the only issue with this gun, I can find it's an easy fix, and I can fix it if I need to. And likewise for any of you guys. This is $500, this is $450 is what I paid for these two. For $50 more to get better slide serrations, top serrations, better sights in my opinion, and a port is worth it. So if you don't have either of the two, hands down 100% get the ported version. One of the things I did notice though, speaking of ports, is I did not notice when shooting this any like the fireballs that come out of the port. They were almost non-existent to me. At least I did not notice anything. It didn't obstruct my view, nothing like that. Now I know it's different at nighttime because that could blind you, it could whatever, right? But during the daytime it shot just fine. I did notice a difference. As far as the noise level goes, I know some people want to get into that. You guys will see. I got a review coming up where I compare this to the Canik Prime, and you guys are going to see that all ported, all comp guns are obviously always going to be more louder than non-ported or comp guns, but just about the same within themselves. So sound wise, perfectly fine. And I hate that I really have to talk about that because it's just dumb to me. But nevertheless, man, this is an amazing shooting gun, and I have been having a lot of fun with this thing. This is a tack driver, man. It just finds a target on its own, man. I'm saying, like, it's just so nice of a gun. It looks just so basic, bro, but it just works, and it's flat. I mean, flat. This is the flattest shooting gun that I have shot out of all of the guns I've shot and tried. And I mean, you know, granted, I typically only do polymer striker fired guns. So yeah, if you talk about staccato, or you talk about metal frame guns, yeah, that might be a big difference. But I'm talking striker fired polymer guns. This is by far the flattest shooting that I have had. So I definitely recommend this 110%. Y'all check this out if you haven't already, or at least rent it at the range so you guys know what I'm talking about, just how nice of a gun this is. Now CZ, please, man, please drop a micro version. I know y'all got the P10M, but you guys changed the trigger. I didn't like that. It just, man, just make it better, please. And I promise you I will buy that as well. So you have gained a new fan in me, CZ. I really love what you guys are doing over there. I really want that Shadow 2 carry. That's probably going to be one of my flex pickups in the future. So yeah, I can't drop 1,400 on the gun, man. I just can't do it. I'd rather pick up 2 or 3 more affordable guns and give you guys more reviews than to drop a $1,400 gun, you know. And so yeah, man, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. But fantastic shooting gun. I got a versus video with the Prime coming up, so y'all stay tuned for that. Again, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment about your thoughts and opinions on the new ported version and what you guys think. Would you get it? What are y'all thoughts? Otherwise, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate it if you did. It is free to you and it helps the channel grow, man. But if you already subscribed, you know that I appreciate you guys so much. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next video.